From here to the stars. I am your host, Stephen Ewan Cobb. Join us in Luxembourg, December 2 to 5, 2024, for a visionary week of the human future in space among the stars at the IRG's first European Interstellar Symposium. Find out more at irg.space. Our guest today is Les Johnson. He is an author, scientist, and NASA technologist. He is also one of the founding members of the Interstellar Research Group. Les Johnson is an author, scientist, and NASA technologist. He is also one of the founding members of the Interstellar Research Group. Why is a technical book series on interstellar travel needed?
Well, there aren't a lot of books focused on the topic of interstellar travel. There have been a lot of books written about space travel in the solar system, a lot of journal articles, very technical articles written about traveling to the stars over the last 30, 35 years. But for the serious student, and I mean undergraduate student, precocious high school to college undergraduate, and even early level graduate students, there's no one place they can go to find out what the state of the art is for the various technologies and considerations. Might not all be technologies, might be space law, policy, things like that, related to going to the stars. And so Ken Roy and I proposed a 3-volume series to the scientific publisher Elsevier, who publishes textbooks, technical monographs, and they agreed. They thought it would be useful because this topic in small circles is pretty hot. There are a lot of people talking about how we might go visit these exoplanets, asking the questions, can we go? What's involved in going? Can we send people? Can we send robots? And we wanted to provide a resource to the people who are asking that question where they can go and find out the latest in all the different technologies and legal aspects, cultural, social aspects regarding interstellar travel.
Okay. Why now?
Why now? Because about a little over a decade ago, maybe 15 years ago, DARPA, along with NASA, funded something called the 100-Year Starship. And the goal was to basically create an interstellar capable civilization within a century. That got a lot of people to realize that this might be within our technological grasp. And so all over the world, research started in universities and other places with low levels of funding on this topic. But there had been 20, 25 years of basically no funded research in this topic since the latter part of the 1980s to 1990s when it was last seriously looked at. So there was a dearth of research material or places that people could go to find out what the state of the art is. And so that really hasn't changed. Even though it's been 15 years that 100-Year Starship was announced, and groups like the Interstellar Research Group have popped up and held symposia with various technical papers published. There's no one good source for a summary of the state of the art of the different aspects of interstellar travel, and we wanted to fix that. And Elsevier, the publisher, thought there would be a market, so that's why we're working with them to do that.
Okay. Who is the audience for the book series?
The audience for the book series really could be anyone who's interested in it, because, but primarily at least undergraduate college students. These are technical monographs. They're not a popular science book, which I also write for the general public, but these have math, equations, calculations, lots of graphs and plots, and they assume some knowledge base of a technical reader, or at least a technical familiar reader. There are also various chapters on space law, space policy, philosophy, ethics, which assume that the reader has some basic knowledge of those fields too. So I would say undergraduate, college, and up is primarily the target audience.
Okay. Who are some of the contributors to the series?
Man, oh man, we have stellar contributors. We have Dr. Pete Worden, who heads up Breakthrough Initiatives, Breakthrough Starshot, Breakthrough Listen. We have longtime interstellar writer and thinker, Dr. Gregory Matloff from City Tech in New York. We have the former NASA chief technologist, Dr. Mason Peck. We have Dr. Rob Hampson from the Wake Forest College of Medicine. We have the former director of the Human Spaceflight Program Health Aspects Research at the Johnson Space Center. In our latest volume, which will be coming out very, very soon, we have an attorney writing about the legal aspects of and how we might put together governance. His name is Jim Dunstan. It's a who's who of people in the field. When I reached out, Ken and I reached out to the people who've been thinking about this. We were really pleasantly surprised at the positive response we received. We've gotten people from all over the world. Dr. Andreas Hein from Luxembourg, University of Luxembourg, talking about world ships. It's an amazing collection of thinkers who have put their thoughts into paper in a peer-reviewed, very thoughtful journal.
Okay, excellent. How can listeners get copies of the books in this series?
Well, the books in the series are pretty widely available. The publisher is Elsevier, Elsevier, and you can go to elsevier.com. They're also available on Amazon. And be prepared, though, they're not cheap. These are technical monographs, and in academic publishing, if you've been to college recently, you know academic books are a little bit on the expensive side. These are about $100 or over $100 a piece, but that's not too bad given their content. It's a referenceable work. It's something that I think will endure for decades before it needs to be updated. And fortunately, it is available in paper copy as well as e-copy, both Elsevier and Amazon, and probably some other online retailers.
Okay, okay. Okay, that's all the questions I've got here, Les. Are there any things you've thought of maybe we should insert a little bit or some
Well, I'll give some things that might be useful for sound bites. You know, if you're interested in this field seriously, then these volumes are for you. They give a really good summary of the state of the art in various technologies, in various fields of study that are relevant, and can give you a good basis for having a knowledgeable discussion about interstellar travel.
excellent?
If you're a student,
Mhm.
if you're an undergraduate student or a graduate student interested in working in the space field, I think this would give you an excellent overview of the possible and maybe help guide some of the nearer term research topics that you might undertake that have near term goals, but at the same time support our goal of eventually reaching the stars. Volume 1 in this series came out last year. It's called Interstellar Travel, Purpose and Motivations. Volume 2 is to be released in May of 2024, and it's Interstellar Travel, The Long Journey. Volume 3 will probably come out sometime in mid-2025, and its title is Interstellar Travel After Arrival.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you, Les. I appreciate you taking the time. That was Les Johnson. This has been From Here to the Stars, a video series produced by the Interstellar Research Group. The IRG is a nonprofit organization dedicated to thoroughly exploring the science and engineering that can eventually open up the reality of interstellar travel. Join us in Luxembourg, December 2 to 5, 2024, for a visionary week of the human future in space among the stars at the IRG's first European Interstellar Symposium. Find out more at irg.space. I have been your host, Stephen Ewan Cobb. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and you can subscribe to our channel for other such videos. On behalf of all of us here at the Interstellar Research Group, I thank you.